We are finally back with the Toronto Thunderbirds franchise here on Madden 25. So far into Season 4, we are sitting at a perfect 10-0 record, and the first game of today's episode is against the 2-8 Arizona Cardinals. And they are still being led by Kyler Murray, who is an 82 overall. At running back, they have Trey Benson, who is a 90 overall now. At wide receiver is a 92 in Marvin Harrison Jr., an 82 in Michael Wilson, and a 79 in Nate Vincent. Over at tight end, they have Trey McBride at an 89, left tackle is an 83, left guard is an 85, center is a 77, right guard is a 79, and right tackle is an 82. And then over on defense, they start with a 79 overall at left end. At right end, they also have a 79 overall. Defensive tackle is an 87 in John Franklin, who seems to be pretty good only in his second year. Outside linebacker is Zaven Collins at a 79, middle linebacker is Nakobe Dean at an 80, right outside linebacker is Tyree Wilson at a 75. At corner, they have an 84, an 82, and a 78. Free safety is an 80 overall, and strong safety is an 83. We are obviously just having a terrific season, and you can see where we rank in terms of points per game. We are second on offense, but first on defense. This team is looking very, very good this year. We will go ahead and jump in here into the first quarter. It is still a scoreless game, and we face a 3rd and 12 from our own 39. And it looks like Ben Richardson will drop back to pass, rolling to the outside, tries to escape, and he's going to get brought down, and we will punt this one away. And now Arizona's looking at a 3rd and 9 from our 39. Kyler play action, he's getting sacked on the play by Jalen Carter. So now they will either attempt a long field goal or punt this one away, and it will just be a punt. However, we may be facing a 3-and-out. It's now a 3rd and 12 from our own 18-yard line. Out of a shotgun set, Richardson will look to pass again, needing to go downfield. He'll let this one go. That'll be caught, but it will be a yard shy of the marker. It's Jamison Williams, and we'll punt it away. Just a couple plays later in simulation, and Kyler Murray finds Michael Wilson for our first points of the game as Arizona will take a 7-0 lead. But our offense may have finally woken up. We have gotten down to the Arizona 26-yard line. It's a 1st and 10. Richardson out of shotgun. Going to let this one go downfield and miss a wide open David Sapp. That will lead to a 5-wide set now for the Thunderbirds as Richardson will take the snap and look to pass again. Throwing on the run, he'll find his man, and I believe that's Will Pearson on the reception to set up a 3rd and 3 now. If we don't get anything here, we should at least get some points on the board with a field goal, and they're going to jump offside, so that's an automatic first down for us because it's all we needed. So thank you to their star defensive player, John Franklin, as we now have a 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun is going to send, I believe, receiver Joe Wayne in motion. We will take the snap and look to pass. He's going to fire to Wayne over the middle, who will fight his way down to about the 4-yard line to set up a 1st and goal. And it will lead to another 5-wide set for the Thunderbirds. As Richardson's the only one in the backfield, we'll drop back, and it's going to be a QB draw to the outside. He walks into the end zone completely untouched, and we tie this one up. Jumping ahead to the final 2 minutes of the first half, we face a 2nd and 4 from the 19. We are still tied up at 7 as he finds Dylan Kruger down to the 9-yard line to bring up a 1st and goal. Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Looks like Will Pearson's lined up in the backfield. He will take the snap and looks to pass, throws it underneath, caught by Kruger, who will fight his way down to the 1-yard line to bring up a 2nd and goal. And now I would imagine we just give this one to, I believe it's Nick Chubb. Actually, it's Saquon Barkley that's our power back. I think Nick Chubb was our power back last season. Handoff to Barkley, and he goes nowhere as we burn our first time out with 40 seconds to go. And it would appear that our starting guard, Deontay Waddle, was also injured on that play. We'll see where we go on this one. On 3rd and goal, he's going to look to run. Never mind, a wide open Brian Duvall. Touchdown, Toronto. And that score would take us into halftime where we get the ball to start the second half. We face a 3rd and 6, and Richardson's going to look to run for the first down and more, and will slide down about the 20-yard line, keeping this drive moving. Ben Richardson back in a shotgun set for the very next play on a 1st and 10. He will take the snap and look to pass. He's going to go downfield, and that gets knocked away, but there is a flag, and I have a bad feeling it's going to be a holding call on our offensive line, and it is. Move it back to be a 1st and 20 at about the 31-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun. Keaton Mitchell is the running back, but Richardson under quick pressure, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Tried to get rid of it, but now it's going to be a 2nd and 20 for Toronto. It looks like Will Pearson is now checked back into the game at running back. A quick throw to the outside will be caught by Duvall, who breaks one tackle and is brought down to bring up a 3rd and 14 now at about the 25-yard line. As long as we don't turn the ball over, we can at least come away with a field goal and a 2-score lead on this drive. Richardson under quick pressure gets sacked on the play back to the 31 to bring up a 4th and 20. And it was actually Nakobe Dean, a former Philadelphia Eagle, on the sack. Now we come out for a 48-yard field goal try. Kick is away, and it will be good. Simulating just a bit more of the game, and Ben Richardson finds David Sapp for a 47-yard touchdown. And now we're up 24-7. Our defense forced a 3-and-out. We got the ball in really good field position and took advantage of it. We would later tack on a field goal to make it 27-7. And now Arizona's finally driven downfield. Had a first and goal at the 6. It will now be a second and goal at the 6. He will take the snap and looks to pass under quick pressure and getting sacked on the play, I believe, by Corey Bailey back to the 11-yard line. Arizona will now come out in a shotgun formation. Defense trying to keep them out of the end zone. Gonna send a man in motion. He'll take the snap and a quick throw deep downfield, tipped in the air and then intercepted on the play. And this may be a pick 6. Never mind. Kyler Murray's gonna catch him, slow him down enough, and he gets brought down at about the 37-yard line. But Jeremy Chen comes away with a massive interception on the play. And from there, we just head to the end of the game. Final score is 27-7, and we are now officially 11-0. Which has already now tied our record for most wins in a season in this franchise because we reached 11-6 last year. And obviously we're already at that mark this year. So this team has been absolutely phenomenal. We lit up the first points of the game and then really never looked back once we finally found the end zone. Quarterback Ben Richardson continues his amazing season, going 30 of 39 for 324 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Will Pearson did not do a whole lot, only 28 yards on 13 carries, but Ben Richardson did get 50 yards on 8 carries and a score. And then receiving, David Sapp 8 for 129 and a score, Brian Duvall 6 for 70 and a score. And our star middle linebacker Tracy Wilcox leads the team in tackles with a total of 7 in sacks. Corey Bailey got 1, Jamarcus Norwood got 1, Zach Harrison got 1, and AJ Terrell got half of 1. Interceptions, Jeremy Chen, we saw the only one of the game, and it was a really weird one just because it was a tip drill, which are always really a fun thing to see. Unless, of course, you are the quarterback throwing them. Kyler Murray goes 14 of 24 for 230 yards, 1 touchdown and a pick. On the ground, they really couldn't do anything either. 14 yards on 12 carries for Trey Benson. And then receiving, their best one was probably Marvin Harrison, 4 for 74, but Michael Wilson did find the end zone once. Let's now move on to our next game of the season, which we will still be on the road for as we travel and take on the Baltimore Ravens, who are currently 6-5. They are still led by a 99 overall in Lamar Jackson at quarterback. That may be a problem for our defense. At running back, they have Jalen Wright, who is an 81. Over at wide receiver is a 95 in Zay Flowers, an 86 in Rashad Bateman, and a 78 in Tyreek June, a 4th-year auto-generated guy. At tight ends, a 92 overall in Clay Russell. So they lost Mark Andrews and gained another superstar X-Factor tight end that went to Oklahoma. At left tackle, an 82 overall. Left guard is going to be a 77. Center is going to be an 81. Right guard is an 81. And right tackle is going to be an 86. Over on defense, they have a 95 overall at left end. Right end is going to be a 78. Defensive tackle is going to be a 74. Outside linebacker is a 77 overall in Joey Bosa. He has definitely declined. Middle linebacker is a 94 overall in Roquan Smith and an 86 in Trenton Simpson. Right outside linebacker is going to be an 82. At corner, they have an 89, an 85, and an 81. Free safety is going to be an 84, and strong safety is a 98 in Kyle Hamilton. Now, I realize they are 6-5, but those ratings are not indicative of a 6-5 team. They are an 88 overall on offense and defense. And then statistically, their offense is really not performing that well, but their defense has been amazing. They are 4th in the league in points per game. This could end up being a fun matchup. And just so you guys can see the season that Ben Richardson is having, over 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. Hopefully we have not jinxed him by saying these stats. The Ravens would get the ball first and are driven down to the 19-yard line where they face a 3rd and 3. Lamar out of shotgun will give it to their running back who goes up the middle for the first down to about the 11-yard line. So obviously that will keep their drive alive as they come back out in a shotgun formation again. He's going to send, I believe, Zay Flowers in motion. Now take the snap, and he's going to fire this one to Flowers over the middle, who makes the catch and gets down to the 5-yard line. See if they go to the running back here. He's going to send, it looks like, Bateman in motion this time. We'll take the snap, give it to the running back, and he's going to get met and brought down by Tracy Wilcox, and that will bring up a 3rd and 3. If we can get this stop here, they may settle for a field goal try, but also if they get close, they may just go for it. On 3rd down, though, a quick throw, and it will not matter because he finds Clay Russell, his star tight end, in the end zone. Touchdown Ravens. They go up 7-0. On our drive, our offense is now facing a 3rd and 13, a possible 3-and-out. Guys, we cannot have a slow start today, as Richardson will fire this one deep and find a wide open Brian Duvall down to the 50-yard line, a 22-yard play. But just an incomplete pass and a 5-yard scramble later, we face another 3rd down. This time it's a 3rd and 5. Going downfield, he's going to find Jamison Williams for the 1st down all the way down to the 28-yard line, keeping this drive moving. Richardson back in his shotgun set again. Will Pearson is lined up in the backfield. Do we go to him on this play? And it looks like we will not. It's going to be a play fake as he fires deep over the middle. It gets intercepted. I said hopefully we didn't jinx him, and apparently we did. And it would appear the Ravens are looking to take advantage of it. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line as we now start the 2nd quarter, and that will be a loss in the backfield. 2nd and goal from the 7 coming up. That was defensive end Tony George making the play. Lamar out in shotgun for the next one. We'll drop back, and he's going to be under pressure, getting sacked by Zach Harrison. So now it's a 3rd and goal all the way back at the 13. And it will be a 5-wide set for the Ravens this time. Lamar is the only one in the backfield. Obviously, might be looking to go downfield to the end zone here. Will finally take the snap, and under pressure, it's a screen to the outside, caught by his man, who will break one tackle and then get brought down to the 7. So we at least hold him to a field goal. And then our offense faces a 3rd and 4 from the Ravens' 41. Richardson dropping back to the pass. We'll let this one go. He finds Dylan Kruger, and that will lead to a 4th and 1 at the 39. Are we going to go for this? No, we will settle for a long field goal from kicker Glenn Griffin. It'll be about a 56-yard try to make this a 1-score game. Kick is away, and it will be good. But at some point, we're going to need our defense to actually force a punt or something. They've driven down to the 11-yard line now. It's a 1st and 10. He'll send a man in motion, take the snap, hand off to the back, who goes to the outside, and he'll get met and brought down in the backfield. There is a flag, though. Is this going to be a holding call? Yes, it is. So we could have had a 2nd and 13, but we'll take a 1st and 20 all the way back at the 21-yard line now. Lamar back in shotgun. Will drop back. He's going to look to pass here. Goes to the outside. That'll be caught by Flowers, and they get back down to the 11-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 10. So following the holding, they actually end up in a better situation because they would have been facing a 2nd and 13. Now to a shotgun set going over the middle again, and he'll find his man down to the 3-yard line to bring up a 3rd and 3. Another situation where this could end up being a field goal try or just going for it on 4th down. We'll see what they do, though. Rolls to the outside, throws on the run, and once again, he will find his tight end for the touchdown. I tried to warn you guys that Lamar might be a problem for our defense, and so far he is showing it. On 3rd and 13, he gets rid of it to the outside, but that's going to fall incomplete, and we will punt this ball away. But hold on, because we may have life. Right before halftime, Tracy Wilcox is able to intercept Lamar Jackson, so we get the ball at the 41-yard line with 1:50 to go in the first half. So if our offense can actually wake up and find the end zone here, we could go into halftime only down by a touchdown. 1st and 10. And he's going to send a man in motion. Richardson going to fire this one downfield. He finds Sidney Peters. It will be caught at about the 11-yard line. I thought he might have been gone, but I will gladly take a play all the way down there. 1st and 10. He's going to send Kruger in motion again. It looks like Will Pearson's line up in the backfield as Kruger will line up as a receiver. Richardson with a quick throw, caught by Kruger, who will fight his way down to about the 3-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 2. We do not burn any of our 3 timeouts. We come out under center. Saquon Barkley's in the backfield. It looks like Antoine Edmonds is lined up at fullback. We run a play fake, and he's going to get sacked on the play, and there's a flag, which is probably going to be a holding call, and it is. They elect to actually decline that, so it's a 3rd and 9 from the 9 with a 5-wide set. Richardson will take the snap and looks to pass. He's under pressure, and he's going to get sacked on the play back to the 18, and now the Ravens will actually burn a timeout, but we should send out Glenn Griffin to try to make this an 11-point game right before halftime. Unfortunately, we do not find the end zone, which would have been massive, but the 35-yard field goal will be good. However, we do get the ball to start the second half and have managed to drive all the way down to the 15-yard line. So on 1st and 10, Richardson with a quick throw to the outside, caught by Williams, will be brought down to the 11. That sets up a 2nd and 6 now for Toronto. Richardson back in shotgun. It looks like Keaton Mitchell's lined up in the backfield. Do we go to our running back on this one? No, we do not. It will be a pass play. He's dancing around the pocket under pressure and getting sacked on the play to bring up a 3rd and 13. How about another shotgun set for Toronto? Need to get all the way down to the 5-yard line. He'll drop back and look to pass. He's going to step up, and Richardson will take off and just slide down to the 13. Apparently, there was good coverage downfield, and we will once again have to settle for a field goal try. This field goal would at least make it a 1-score game, as we would only be down by 8 points. The kick is away, and it is good. I know we have an interception today, but I want to see if we can actually force a punt. It's a 3rd and 17. Throwing on the run, and there is nobody there. They will punt it away. And our offense ends up facing a 3rd and 3 from our own 43. Richardson going deep downfield. He finds a man. That's Sidney Peters down the sideline who gets caught at the 18-yard line. But we keep the drive moving, and that is another injury. That is Ashton Aldridge, our rookie guard, going to the locker room. But we are now inside the red zone. Richardson back in a shotgun set. He's going to send Kruger in motion, and we'll take the snap, looking to pass under quick pressure and getting sacked on the play. A loss of 9 that time. I feel like we have not been able to keep our quarterback up the entire game. Now a 2nd and 19, all the way back at the 27. He's going to send Kruger in motion. We'll take the snap and look to pass again, going over the middle, and that bounces right off of our tight end. What were you doing? Looked like maybe just the timing was off on that one, but now we face a 3rd and 19. Need to get deep downfield here as Richardson will drop back, and he has a lot of time, and finally he's just going to take off. Apparently good coverage downfield. He will slide down to the 19, and once again we will send out kicker Glenn Griffin. He has been busy today. This will be about a 36-yard try. Snap, hole, kick is away, and it is good. The Ravens are now facing a 3rd and 1 on their following drive at our 22-yard line. We need to hold them to a field goal here. He's going to send a man in motion, take the snap. It'll be a play fake. Lamar looking to go downfield, under pressure, hit as he's throwing. That will bring up a 4th and 1. Now, will they go for it or just take the 8-point lead? They are going to line up and go for this. So this is a massive opportunity for our defense here. A pistol formation for the Ravens. Lamar looking to the sideline, changing something on the play. We'll take the snap, hand up the middle, and he will get the first down. Are you kidding me? You just got carried like 2 or 3 yards. We had him in the backfield, and they could not bring him down. Now 1st and 10 from the 20 for Baltimore. He's going to send a man in motion. Lamar will look to pass this time. He's going to fire this to the outside. That's caught, and he'll get brought down at the 11-yard line, bringing up a 2nd and 1. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter of this game. Lamar back in shotgun. We'll take the snap. It'll be a read option as he gets buried by Zach Harrison back to the 15. And that may be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We will find out here, though, unless he snaps the ball, and he will. So on 3rd and 5, he's going to throw this underneath, and one of his linemen actually got in the way that time. Otherwise, I think they convert that. So to end the 3rd quarter, they will line up for a field goal try to get their 8-point lead back. Snap, hold, kick is away, and this one will be good. Now, this is very obviously a very crucial drive. It's a 3rd and 7 from the 30. He's going to let this one go deep downfield, and that's knocked away from Sidney Peters, so we'll punt it away and count on the defense. They have been able to force them into a 3rd and 2 from the 43-yard line here. Lamar will send a man in motion. He's going to take the snap and look to pass. It's a quick throw to the outside, and that man is wide open down the sideline all the way down to the 34. The very next play would just be a 1-yard carry, so now it's a 2nd and 9 from the 32. He's back in his shotgun set again. He's going to send, it looks like, Bateman in motion. Will now take the snap and look to pass. Throwing to the outside, a wide open Zay Flowers steps out of bounds to bring up a 3rd and 3. Lamar will take the snap and look to pass again. He's going to throw this over the middle, caught by his tight end, brought down to the 21, but it keeps their drive moving. Just a 7-yard pass and then an incomplete pass later. They now face a 3rd and 3 from the 14. Hand off to the running back, who gets brought down in the backfield. So we at least hold them to a field goal try, but the problem is going to be this will make it an 11-point game. So we're going to need the offense to finally find the end zone at some point today. The snap, hold, kick is away, and this kick will be good. This is going to be our offense's probably final chance to make an impact on this game. Under 7 minutes to go from the 26-yard line. Richardson trying to dance around. He's finally going to take off and end up with a solid gain here, about 7 yards before he slides down. Now a 2nd and 3. He's back in his shotgun set, and that is either going to be an encroachment or a false start or a neutral zone infraction. It's a false start because, of course, it is. Nothing is really going right for Toronto today. We now face a 2nd and 8 back at our own 29-yard line. Richardson back in shotgun. Looks like Will Pearson's in the backfield. We're going to send Dylan Kruger in motion and then send him right back. He will take the snap and look to pass. He's going to look to run. Never mind. Throws on the run deep downfield and finds Sidney Peters all the way down to the 46-yard line. We have had big plays today. We just have never been able to finish the drives. 1st and 10. We'll take the snap. It'll be a read option. Follows his blocks perfectly and has the first down, but there's another flag down, and I have a bad feeling this one's going to be a holding call, and that's exactly what it is. So instead of a 1st and 10 at the Ravens 31, we now have a 1st and 20 at our own 44. A shotgun formation. Keaton Mitchell in the backfield. We'll send wide receiver David Sapp in motion, if I can actually talk here, as he will look to pass. He fires this one to Sapp over the middle, who will break one tackle and get met and brought down about the 45 to bring up a 2nd and 8 now for the Thunderbirds. We're down to the final 5 minutes of this game. Ben Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Will drop back and still looking to pass. Under pressure and getting sacked on the play back to the 48-yard line. That is sack number 6 today. Yeah, we have just not been able to keep our quarterback up. 3rd and 16 from the 48-yard line now. We're going to change the play a bit. Will Pearson's in the backfield, but obviously we have to go downfield, and I would imagine we go for it on 4th down. He'll let this one go. He finds Antoine Edmonds up the sideline, who will make it a 4th and 5 at the 41-yard line. With under 4 minutes to go, we will actually send out Glenn Griffin to try to make this an 8-point game. For a 58-yard field goal try, the kick is away. There is a flag, and I don't know if that kick was good or not. We will find out here.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
But it's a roughing the kicker, so we get an automatic 1st down anyway, and I don't think that kick was good. And it was not good because it showed had we declined the penalty, they would have got the ball the 48-yard line, but instead we get to stay alive here. And now Dylan Kruger with a gain of 8 down to the 18 to bring up a 2nd and 2. Richardson back in a shotgun set. Will Pearson in the backfield. Richardson will throw this to the outside, caught by Pearson, who will have the 1st down, brought down to the 15 now, but we get a new set of downs out of it. Under 3 minutes to play. Richardson going to send, it looks like Sidney Peters in motion, and then send him right back. I don't know why he seems to be lined up at tight end, but we'll draw back some pass, firing over the middle, finds Dylan Kruger, and that is going to be ruled down to the 5-yard line to bring up 2nd and inches. We have still not burned any of our timeouts, which is a very good thing. Send Sidney Peters in motion again. We'll drop back and look to pass. Going to the end zone, and he gets intercepted. Of course, because I mentioned before the game he had only thrown 1 pick on the season. This is exactly how this game is going to end, with Kyle Hamilton getting his 2nd interception of the day. So there it is, our first loss on the season, 23-12. We go to 11-1. I said before the game that they were 6-5, but their ratings were not indicative of a 6-5 team. And I definitely felt that most of this game. They got off to a faster start than we did, and we could not finish drives. We had to settle for a field goal on 4 separate drives, and then we tried to settle for one on that last drive that we saw, but thankfully there was a roughing the kicker call, and we got to stay alive for a few more plays before he tried to force it past one of the best safeties in the league. And unfortunately, that's how we lose our first game of Season 4. And our quarterback had a pretty rough day. 20 of 30 for 298 yards. That part of the stat line is not bad, but no touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Definitely a bad part of the stat line. But somehow we ran the ball even worse. Will Pearson only got 4 carries for -6 yards. For some reason, we just didn't run the ball today. Receiving, Dylan Kruger 6 for 43. Sidney Peters 6 for 145. He played well today, but really no one else got super involved. It looks like Tracy Wilcox and Jeremy Chin both led the team in tackles, getting 10 apiece. We only got 1 sack, that was Zach Harrison, and we got 1 interception in simulation from Tracy Wilcox. Lamar Jackson gave our defense fits all day. 26 of 32 for 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. They ran the ball 20 times with Jalen Wright and got 81 yards. And then receiving, Clay Russell, their superstar X-Factor tight end, 10 catches, 96 yards, and 2 scores. So yeah, they lost Mark Andrews and replaced him with Mark Andrews. Well, now there is 0 pressure for an undefeated season. You obviously never want to lose a game, but there is always just a little bit of relief when you lose a game late in the season, at least for me, just because then all of that pressure of actually finishing undefeated is now gone. But unfortunately, we have to put that loss behind us really quickly because we now get to travel to Arrowhead to take on the 10-2 Kansas City Chiefs. And we all know who they are led by. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes at a 99 overall. At running back, they have Isaiah Pacheco, who is a 97. Wide receiver is a 96 Rashee Rice, a 91 Xavier Worthy, and a 76 in Kevin Richards, a rookie out of Oregon. At tight end, they have Anthony Benedict out of Oklahoma State. So apparently the state of Oklahoma a few years ago was just producing great tight ends because they lose Travis Kelce and get another superstar X-Factor tight end. Left tackle's a 75, left guard's a 77, center is a 98 in Creed Humphrey, right guard's a 95, and right tackle is a 73. Then over on defense, it's a 90 overall George Karlaftis at left end, at right end an 83 in Mark Hamilton, defensive tackle a 92 in Chris Jones, outside linebacker is going to be a 93, middle linebacker is a 92, right outside linebacker is an 80, Then at corner, they have a 99 in Trent McDuffie, an 86 in Chamari Connor, and then a 79 in Keitrell Clark. Free safety is an 80 overall, and strong safety is a 78. If I'm being completely honest, even at the start of the year, I knew this was going to be a tough couple games because you're going from Lamar Jackson to Patrick Mahomes in back-to-back weeks. But here you can finally see the offense that is scoring more points per game than us because they are averaging 32.9 right now. And on their first drive of the game, Patrick Mahomes has gotten down to the 12-yard line. It's a 1st and 10 for the Chiefs here. He will come out in shotgun looking to pass, going to the outside. He finds Worthy, who gets down to the 3-yard line to bring up a 2nd and 1. Obviously, I'm going to hope that the defense can hold them back today, but I really think if we're going to win this, we're going to need the offense to really wake up today. Going to the end zone and finds his man. An easy touchdown for Kansas City. They go up 7-0. I am so sorry that I apparently have jinxed our quarterback. On our first play of the game that I tried to simulate, he gets intercepted by Nick Bolton. So I guess we will see if the defense can at least hold them to a field goal or possibly get an interception of their own. That would be awesome. Mahomes with a quick throw to the outside, caught by Worthy. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. That will bring up a 2nd and 4 at about the 22-yard line. Mahomes back in shotgun will take the snap. A quick throw downfield will be caught for the 1st down to about the 12-yard line. On the very next play, Mahomes will just throw it through the back of the end zone. So now it's a 2nd and 10, and he's going to send his man in motion. Mahomes will take the snap and look to pass. Going to the outside, and a diving attempted deflection does not work, and they get down to the 2-yard line for a 3rd and inches. Will now be a shotgun formation for the Chiefs again. Isaiah Pacheco is lined up in the backfield. He takes a snap, gives it to Pacheco, who will get into the end zone, and just like that, we're down 14-0. Well, Ben Richardson, can you keep this drive alive? 3rd and 6 from the 46. He'll drop back to the pass. Going deep down the sideline, finds his man. That's Sidney Peters down to the 37. That's fine. It was a bad start to the game, but we can make up for it. A couple plays later, it's a 3rd and 3 from the 30. We'll drop back to a pass. Going over the middle, and that gets tipped down. So you guys can probably guess what's about to happen. Kicker Glenn Griffin comes out, who had to kick 4 field goals in the last game to attempt his first one today. The kick is away. It looked like it nearly got blocked, but the kick is good. And it appears that our defense has come up huge on Kansas City's next drive. They were driving, but now A.J. Terrell has come away with an interception in simulation. That would later lead to a 3rd and 1 for Toronto. We come out in a shotgun set from our own 49, and it looks like they may have jumped off sides, but there is no flag, but we will get the conversion for a quick pass to Keaton Mitchell. So we will just stay in on this drive and see if quarterback Ben Richardson can finish it out. He'll drop back and look to pass. Stepping up, going downfield, he'll find his man. That's Brian Duvall all the way down to the 29-yard line. Richardson back in a shotgun set again. Will Pearson is going to be the running back on this play. We'll take the snap, and it's a fake to Pearson. Now he's going to throw it to Pearson on the outside. The rookie up the sideline will end up with another 1st down out of bounds at the 19. A shotgun set for Toronto one more time. From inside the red zone now, Richardson will drop back and look to pass. He's throwing to the outside. That'll be caught, and that's Brian Duvall to the 5-yard line. I thought he might get into the end zone there, but it does lead to a 1st and goal, which will have another shotgun formation for Toronto. Will Pearson still in the backfield. We could go to him, but I guess not. We're going to look to pass. Throws to the outside. We do go to Pearson, but it's on a reception anyway and only gets a yard. So now it's a 2nd and goal from the 4. Ben Richardson back in a shotgun set. It looks like Keaton Mitchell's now in the backfield. He'll drop back. A quick throw to the end zone and gets intercepted. Are you kidding me? He had a 1 pick, and just because I pointed it out, he's now thrown 4 in the last 2 games, and they're just dumb interceptions. The defense was able to force a 3 now. We get the ball back, and they're driven down to the 11-yard line. Can you please not throw a pick this time? We'll just hand it to our running back, and Will Pearson will get into the end zone. See what happens when you occasionally run the ball down here. Touchdown, Toronto. I am now legitimately terrified. We are going to throw a pick here. We get the ball back with 1:15 to go in the first half with, I believe, 2 timeouts, and he throws another interception, and that's going to be a pick 6 for Kansas City. What has happened to our MVP caliber quarterback this season in just the last 2 games? Nothing else would really happen until late in the 3rd quarter. Kansas City gets down to the 6-yard line. They have had the ball a lot of this quarter, just chewing away at the clock, and they give it to Pacheco down to the 1-yard line to bring up a 2nd and goal. And now Mahomes is going to line up under center, and there is a flag. Is this at least going to be on Kansas City? No, it is not. That moves them just, a little bit ahead. You really can't get much closer. It's going to be handed to Pacheco as he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. They go up 28-10. Going into the fourth quarter, we face a second and goal from about the 4-yard line, and that's going to be a flag. Is that going to be on us? Probably, because that's the way this game has gone so far. False start on Toronto. That sets us back to have a second and goal from about the 9. Richardson back in a shotgun set. Pearson in the backfield will drop back and look to pass. He's going to throw this to the outside, caught by Will Pearson, who will break one tackle and get forced out of bounds at about the 5-yard line to bring up a third and goal. Richardson back in a shotgun set. Pearson still lined up in the backfield. He will take the snap and look to pass. A quick throw to the end zone, and he finds Sidney Peters. Touchdown, Toronto. We have finally thrown for a touchdown today, and he also didn't throw for one last week, so this is the first one in 2 games. To be able to have a shot to pull off a miracle in this game, we are going to need this stop. 3rd and 11 from the 41. He goes over the middle, finds his receiver, and they will not get the first down, so our offense will get to take the field. We get to take over at the 21-yard line with 7:26 to play. He's going to send Brian Duvall in motion. It'll be a toss play to him. He tries to get to the outside, but there is a flag down. Is this going to be another holding call on us? Because I really feel like it is. And absolutely. That sets us back to face a 1st and 20 at about our own 11-yard line. It's a handoff to Will Pearson, who's going to get those yards back and a lot more, facing a 2nd and 1 now. All right, maybe we should count on our running back a bit more. He only has 7 carries today, but does have 44 yards. From the 30-yard line now, Richardson back in shotgun. Pearson is lined up in the backfield. See if we can convert this and keep our drive moving. It'll be a fake. A quick throw to the outside, caught by Jamison Williams, and the fast receiver up the sideline to about the 49-yard line. First down, Toronto. Richardson back in a shotgun set. And did we just have 3 people jump for a false start? You have got to be kidding me, guys. Come on. They would call it on Dylan Kruger. Doesn't really matter, though, because 3 guys jumped. 1st and 15, handoff from the 44-yard line to Pearson, and it's only going to be a gain of 3. See if we go to Keaton Mitchell this time. No, it looks like Richardson will pass going over the middle. He'll find Brian Duvall and get the first down to about the 38-yard line. Under 5 minutes to play in this game. Richardson back in a shotgun set. Pearson's lined up in the backfield. We'll send Dylan Kruger in motion. Now he's going to go right back. Richardson will drop back going downfield. He'll find Kruger for the first down and more inside the 10, 5, and a touchdown for Toronto. We may not be dead in this game yet. We are going to line up and go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game. Richardson back in shotgun. Is going to send Dylan Kruger in motion. Will take the snap and looks to pass. Going to the end zone, and he will find his man, so it's 25-28. Following the kickoff, Kansas City will take over at their own 24-yard line with 4:39 to play. Mahomes lines up under center. It'll be a play fake. Rolling to the outside, throws downfield, and finds his man for the first down all the way to the 42. Not exactly the start of the drive we had in mind, I would assume. About 4 minutes to go now, and that is going to be a neutral zone infraction, I believe, on us. Yeah, it is. All right, I was hoping it was a false start, but no. We're just going to commit penalties left and right, apparently. That will make it a 1st and 5 now. 4:02 to play from the 47-yard line. Mahomes back in his shotgun set. Will drop back and looks to pass. He's going to fire over the middle, find his man for the first down into Toronto territory. Obviously, they are letting the clock run down just a bit. About 3.5 minutes to go now. It's a 1st and 10, and we nearly jump off sides again. He's going to send his man in motion. He will take the snap and looks to pass. Dropping farther back. He's going to be under pressure, and Zach Harrison can't bring him down, but Tony George is able to hit him, but the pass will just fall incomplete. Harrison could have had a massive sack on the play, but he somehow broke away from it. So now a 2nd and 10 from the 46. Mahomes back in shotgun. Is going to change the play here. Pacheco lined up in the backfield. I'm kind of surprised they're not running the ball a bit more on this drive. He's going to send his tight end in motion and then send him right back. He will take the snap. A quick throw to the outside will be caught and immediately brought down. That brings up a 3rd and 8. This is a massive chance for our defense from the 44-yard line. Mahomes back in shotgun. Will take the snap and looks to pass. Under quick pressure, hit as he's throwing. That will lead to a 4th down, and they will have to give us the ball back. Let's see where exactly we are getting the ball here on this punt. It is sent deep. It's going to go out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So with 2:29 to go, it is now up to quarterback Ben Richardson. Ben, I will forgive you for every interception if you can win this game. Going downfield, he's going to find Brian Duvall for the first down to the 34. That should take us down to the 2-minute warning. Now on a 1st and 10, he's going to send Edmonds in motion. From a shotgun set, Richardson going to fire this downfield and miss everybody. Trying to find Dylan Kruger, it leads to a 2nd down. It'll be another shotgun formation. I imagine we'll stay in that set pretty much the rest of the game. He'll drop back and fire to the outside. That'll be caught, but there's a flag. Oh my God, it's going to be a holding call. Are you kidding me? I'm going to have to maybe change that slider. There are just a few too many holding calls for me because this is getting ridiculous. Instead of a 3rd and short, we now face a 2nd and 20 with a minute 53 to play. From our own 24-yard line, Richardson will drop back. A quick throw will be caught by Sidney Peters, and that makes it a 3rd and 11 about the 33. The clock will continue to run. We're not burning any of our timeouts just yet. Down to a minute 20. I don't know if you have enough time to be audibling the play at the line here. From the 33-yard line, he's going to send Brian Duvall in motion. Richardson takes the snap and fires us downfield and gets deflected away. So now on a 4th and 11, we have to go for it here. A minute 12 remaining. We do have all 3 timeouts, so there's a chance we could get the ball back if we don't get this. Richardson will drop back and fire downfield, but we're going to convert anyway down to the 49-yard line and burn our first timeout with a minute and 7 seconds to play. I am absolutely terrified right now. Ben Richardson back in a shotgun set. We'll drop back and look to pass again. He's going to fire this downfield, but there's another holding call. Come on, you have got to be kidding me. I have never seen this happen, even with this slider set. Once again, we have a 1st and 20, this time back to the 39-yard line. A minute and 2 seconds to play. He'll take the snap. A quick throw will be caught by Williams. We'll make it a 2nd and 12. We have burned our 2nd timeout. We may be playing to go to overtime right now, as much as I do not want to go to overtime with Patrick Mahomes. 2nd and 12 from the 47. He'll drop back. And that one's going to be at Dylan Kruger's feet. Just great ball placement there, Ben Richardson. 3rd and 12. 56 seconds to go. From our own 47, he'll drop back and looks to pass again. Dropping farther back, rolling to the outside, and he throws on the run and will get intercepted. Come on. Interception number 4 today. And I think that's the 2nd one by him. Just absurd performance from Ben Richardson. Well, we had a chance to win this game, but ultimately the 4 interceptions definitely cost us. One of them was a pick 6. One of them was in the end zone just because he tried to force it to the tight end. And yeah, he goes from 1 interception on the season to, I believe, having, 7 on the season now? Because he's thrown 4 today and 2 against Baltimore. Just stupid performance. But yeah, we fall to 11 and 2. He finishes today 31 of 42 for 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Running the ball, Pearson gets 44 yards on 7 carries and a score, and then a receiving Sidney Peters 10 for 108 and a touchdown. Brian Duvall 8 for 105. These two definitely showed up to play. And Dylan Kruger 3 for 52 and a score. Tracy Wilcox led our team in tackles today with a total of 9, and we got a half sack from Zach Harrison and Tony George. Going into the last 2 games, we have been the #1 team in the league in sacks, and I think we only sacked Lamar once, and we only sacked Mahomes 1 time, and AJ Terrell did get 1 interception. I honestly don't even think Mahomes had a crazy day. The completion percentage is really high, 29 of 37, but only 244 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick. On the ground, Pacheco got 58 yards and 2 scores, and receiving, Worthy 11 catches for 90 yards. He was just kind of gashing us today. And Kevin Richards 7 for 42 and a touchdown. We only have 4 games left here in the regular season, and hopefully we can stop this small losing streak that we are on. Granted, I know both of those are very, very good teams. I know the Ravens' record was not really showing that, but you guys saw their ratings. They are definitely a good team. They might be able to sneak into the playoffs with their record, but as of right now, we have at least secured a playoff spot. We are the first team to do so in our conference with our 11 and 2 record. We have not secured the division yet. Looks like Atlanta can still come back to win that one. But in the next episode, we will jump in here to week 15 as we take on our division rival, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.